This video and others like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. Please show your support with a like and subscribe, and be sure to hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss any new videos. If you want to get involved with the channel, consider becoming a channel member. There are many benefits to channel membership, including access to our Discord, exclusive deck tech and strategy videos, and the opportunity to help create channel content. I want to sincerely thank all our channel members, as I truly couldn't do this without your support. You guys rock. Go Commando.
Hello, it's Dean. SwagDean here with Dice Commando. It's Destiny Friday. It's the best day of the week. Here we are. We're talking about our favorite old cards. I'm getting into my History of Jank. And this is going to touch on two things that I spent a lot of time on. One is trying to make Count Dooku a thing. And two, for some reason I really liked Firmus Pyre. I built a lot of decks with him. I just felt like, and maybe it was just me, but I felt like I rolled his two indirects a lot. And if you had him elite, in this case he was single die, but when you had him elite and 4 indirect, like that's Tarkin level power. And so I had a lot of decks. Maybe we'll have another one in the series, but I snuck this guy into a lot of decks and got some mileage out of them. But Dooku, I love Christopher Lee, and I did get a decent amount of play out of the Awakenings Dooku, but this one, just being able to like auto flip to a melee side, which is going to be a 2 or 3, was just wonderful. I had loved that ability, and he was just never amazing. A lot of people played him with Talzin, and I just always had resource problems. So I was like, you know what? Let's go with red. And then between Electro Staff and Imperial HQ, let's solve this problem. Because you want to flip Dooku to his 3 side, but that 3 side's expensive. It's hard to ramp and hit 3s. So with this deck, with Pyre as a single die, you have enough points for profitable connection. So now I've got 3 resources. So first round, I can play either Imperial HQ or it binds all things, in which case my money problems kind of go away for the deck. I have almost all, I think it's, other than the Electro Staff, all blue upgrades. And starting with 3, I can just open with Dagger of Mortis or something like that, which is just awesome. Or I can play one of those upgrades and Electro Staff, or I can play Ancient Saber and then I can flip to the 3 and I have the resource to pay for it. It's not a big worry. And I can start hammering with Dooku immediately. I don't have anything to cash in on the other abilities in Pyre. I have no vehicles. You could, I guess at this time, Grievous's wheel bike would have existed, but and I didn't have any non-unique character dice. So he's here just as a 9 health, 9 costed red character. Red gave us Electro Staff, Imperial HQ, and leadership. Now, because he's single die, you don't mind doing leadership. Exhaust that fool to get Dooku back. And if Dooku's got 2 upgrades, and his ability is an activation ability, so you can do it again. And if your opponent had, I also had probe, so like red also gave you probe, because Dooku flips in, turns to the 3, and then gets removed. Well, then you have ruined all of my fun. But if I get to do it again with leadership, and he was big enough that you could do that turn 1. So you start with a profitable connection, you play Electro Staff, that's your 2 resources, you roll Dooku in, you slip the 2, and then you leadership after you've resolved your stuff, roll him in a second time, so you're going to get at least 2 bites of that apple in the first round, and hopefully do a bunch of damage, put your opponent on the back heel, and then if you're having one of those games where you're just rolling a lot of resources, or if you get both, it binds an Imperial out. Like I said, it does solve a lot of your money problems. Rise Again is possible. Heal 5 from Bane, and you can play an upgrade from your discard pile so you can get even bigger. Rise Again was possible with Pyre. You're happy with the resource side here. You're happy with the focus side. And those 2 indirects definitely add up, especially when you're consistently getting, damage from Dooku. So this deck kind of worked. It was one of the better Pyre decks that I got some use out of. Like I said, I think I was joking with a friend of mine. I was like, I think there's no way that anyone else built more Pyre decks than me. He's not even like a beloved character. I mean, it's hard to love this guy in general. But I did find a bunch of decks where like I was like, I don't know, it's just like I liked his point values or something, or I was always hunting for a 9 or 12, and maybe I liked him more than like Talzin and some of the other cheap characters at the time for villain. I don't know. Either way, you'll probably see at least one more deck that I have Pyre, and like I never see anybody building with that guy. I did it a bunch. I have a bunch of those. So this was my favorite Dooku deck. Talzin's probably better. Dooku Talzin. Like I said, I just ran into money issues all the time, and I had the same problem. I like thirsty decks. I was a huge Cad Bane player, stuff like that. So like I like thirsty decks, man. And red with the the battlefield where you can resolve dice and pay it. Electrostaff, HQ. These were all like comfortable places for me. So just made it happen. And maybe I would have built this as a Lobot deck if he was 17. I built a lot of Lobot decks too. So I could have access to leadership and bring the heavy back with your not super special red character. So this one, what did I call this one? Affirm Duke was the name of this this deck, which was a PC. Was the PC version of that, Profitable Connection. So yeah, it's an innuendo joke in that name, and I'm not proud of it. It was fun. I still remember it many years later. So this is this deck. I miss this one a little bit. This was a lot of fun. I did love this Dooku. I'm glad that there's been a bunch of Dookus over a time that have been relevant. Do love that guy. So thanks again for hanging out here with me on Destiny Friday. And go Commando.